Hello, my name is David O'Brien. And I'm here for your success in the areas of purity. Hello and welcome back to the Purity Forum. My name is David O'Brien. I am your freedom doctor, purity doctor, and I have an interesting topic for you today, and it is called Prepare Yourself for Sex. In other words, sexuality. Prepare yourself. Now, you have not probably ever heard that in any kind of sex education course in school or even from your parents or this kind of thing, but I'm here to share it with you and your parents if they're interested. For your well-being, for your livelihood, for the good of you, your life, your future. Because sex or sexuality is a real thing, is very impacting on your mind and your imagination, on your body. It's very impacting. And you want to prepare yourself and understand what you're getting into when you jump off the cliff with your husband, with your wife, hand in hand, jump off and take the plunge into marriage. Because one thing you must know about sex, the way it was created, the way it was intended, the way it was designed, it was locked up and put inside of a vault, which is a relationship. Makes sense, right? And it's called marriage. It is the tightest relationship on the earth, just as sexuality is the most intimate and impactful physical thing that you could do on the earth with any other person. So the creator, the divine creator, he put it inside of marriage right from the start. You find that in the book of Genesis, you can find that. And therefore you can see it in all the cultures of the earth, throughout the earth. Though some have departed and gone different ways, especially recently, in recent years, but throughout for thousands and thousands of years, you see this. So marriage was put inside of a vault sexuality inside of a vault called marriage to protect those who are involved, to protect you. So how do you prepare for sexual intimacy? You prepare by preparing for marriage. You prepare yourself for marriage. And I want to tell you the number one way is by knowledge. Now you need good knowledge. You need knowledge from God. You don't need a psychologist's knowledge that may be from the earth and maybe from a demonic source even. You need knowledge that comes from headquarters, from God himself, from the one who loves you, who made you, who designed you. Because since he's the designer, he knows what your body needs in every area, and you can go to him and get wisdom, get understanding, get knowledge. So I'm connected to him. So when you listen to me, you're listening to him because he's going to speak through me, and I'm going to share only his wisdom and what he's taught me and is teaching me. So basically, you want to prepare yourself for marriage. How do you do that? I said knowledge. I want to give you some titles of books, some titles of programs, things that you can read, that you can get into. Because when the way that modern society is set up, includes you go to school, you prepare yourself in some basic things for quite a long time, 12, 13 years before you even go to college. Then if you do college, you do 2 years or 4 years or 6 or 8 or more. And then finally, you're considered prepared for life from a financial perspective. It's important to prepare for financially. It's very important. But what about physically? What about relationally? What about sexually? What about maritally? If you don't prepare for those, you're not going to have a very good experience. And so you got to educate yourself. I want to share with you a few titles. One is called God is a Matchmaker by Derek Prince. Another is called The Marriage Covenant by Derek Prince. Joyce Meyer has some really good teaching on marriage. I suggest that. My wife and I went through those things before we got married, and it has blessed our lives to this day. It has blessed our lives to this day and helped us sustain a long marriage that's blessed and full of good things, including a lot of pleasure, including sexual intimacy, the way it's supposed to be. In other words, where it's supposed to be within the covenant relationship. But you have to understand these things or you won't apply them to your life well. You have to understand these things so that you can apply them correctly to your life and apply your life to them and enjoy what your Creator has given you. Now, basically, there's another one called Love and Respect, and it shows the differences between men and women. Men and women are so different in the way they think, the way they approach life, their desires, their goals many times. But together, a man and woman can be an unstoppable force of the kingdom of God on the earth. Unstoppable force of love, of other things, peace, joy to others. Unstoppable force that changes all kinds of things, history. So for that, again, you need unity. And the best unity, the number one unity, which comes through marriage. And so you need to educate yourself. So I mentioned those, love and respect. It just shows men generally. I won't get into the teaching of it. You check it out yourself. But it works. It's amazing. And I have known people who were on the brink of divorce, went through that course or that understanding, and just opened their eyes, and they have an amazing marriage many, many years later to this day. So take what I'm saying very seriously. Don't take it lightly, because it's true. If indeed you are going to enjoy the best sexual life, then you're going to enjoy it in the best relationship. It is not to be exploited. You are not just a sexual being. You're a human being, but you were born of God if you believed in Jesus. The thing is, you have a destiny and a path. And that path includes danger and treachery also. It's like a mountain cliff path. And it's not like you're on the edge at all times, but it is possible to fall off if you're not careful. So always stay careful. Stay careful. Recognize that the world is, stinking, but it's also sinking. It's stinking and sinking. But you're not, as long as you're going upward on your path of life, your path of destiny, and to keep your eyes up, not on things around you only, but up as you go upward and improving inside of God, inside of the truth that He gives you, which is what He continually gives you. But you have to respond. You got to make sure to respond. Do your part so that you can enjoy the best of life that He has for you. It is not just marriage, but marriage will help you have the best of life. It takes care of you. Marriage is absolutely amazing. Now, sexuality, when received correctly as a gift within marriage, tightly, snugly put within marriage, it enhances you in every way, physically, socially, relationally with that person. It does things for you that I could sit here and give a list of 30 things that it benefits you. The way it affects society, the way it affects you, the way you see others outside of society, the way it affects you. God created this, the way it affects your physical brain, other things also. It is amazing. But when when it's ripped out of context and put in a bad context with someone who you're not going to be with the rest of your life, and maybe for the wrong reasons, peer pressure, or this idea that virginity is somehow bad or some stupidity. There's evil forces out there talking to you, if you're a young person. And if you're older, they've talked to you before too. It's a lie. Protect who you are. Protect what you have, including your body, your sexuality. Recognize your dignity and begin to grow toward marriage. Get yourself ready, because God has amazing plans for you and your sexuality inside of marriage.